If you enjoy farm podcasts, then tune into Carrot Cash Flow for all things farm business. Join us as we explore the latest trends, tips, and stories from market farmers running businesses just like yours. Whether you're a seasoned farmer or just starting out, our podcast has something for everyone. Listen in and grow with us. Available on all major podcast platforms. Don't miss out. Subscribe to Carrot Cash Flow today. I don't know if you have any thoughts on this, going back to your John Jevon days or the market garden days, growing crops on different densities. So let's say the same soil is equivalent for these comparisons' sake. If you grew 3 rows of Salanova in a bed or 4 rows of Salanova in a bed, do you think in your conditions you're going to see a big enough difference in those 2 crops to make a production decision based on it?
As for which way we go, 3 or 4 rows?
Yeah. So is 3 going to be, making this up, visibly bigger, visibly healthier, visibly, or whatever else? Or it might be a little bit bigger, but it's not much bigger. When you look at the comparison between 3 and 4 rows, I think a lot of people standardize Salanova to 4 rows. But I've always wondered, it's one of those things, like how many people try it in 3 rows? And if you do it in 3 rows, where does your yield actually come out? And do you get a healthier, better crop in comparison? Or are you just growing 4 rows because that's what everybody else does?
Oh, sure. And that's why we've burnt holes in our weed mats. You can't buy them pre-made in New Zealand, but that gives us creative license to trial out different spacings, different hole sizes, and so on. So the really fast green lettuce that we've got in the warmer weather, that really needed to be on 3 rows. And it got so big that we were happy because we're cutting it and mixing it. We couldn't let it get too tall. And so in the warm weather, that was really happy on 3 rows. I guess our bigger lettuces, warmer weather, 3 rows. And now we're looking at 4 rows for winter. And it's super tight 4 rows. We've got tiny paths. Our paths are 1 foot, 30 centimeters. So we've got to manage it. I think we're leaning towards 4 rows for winter. And the challenge in summer though is 4 rows. There's no space. If you've got a taller crop next door to it that wants to spread out, I've learned some lessons with not a lot of crops that we grew this summer. We regretted not training them vertically from day one. And then we were like, oh, it's getting big and it's spreading out. It's leaning on the lettuce. Let's try and train it. And we were way too late with it. Even crops like bush beans, chili peppers, we were way too late training them. We didn't think that with the shorter crops, we didn't think, let's grow them, let's support them vertically. And we'll be doing that next year. And also a lot of the longer season crops, we're going less rows, like with 2 rows of chilies, whereas 3 rows of bush beans. We overdid it. It was too tight.
And too tight, that could mean several things. Pain to work with, poor plant growth, disease. What did too tight result in? All of them?
Yeah, all of the above, especially the management. The bush beans were looking beautiful and then they got massive and then they were either leaning on another crop. You couldn't get up the path. And I was like, a dwarf bush. I've never trained a dwarf bush bean vertically. And we were doing a lot of vertical crops this year. And, now at some point I'm going to write a list of all of the new possibilities with the greenhouse. Like we've never grown eggplants or aubergines this summer we will. We were growing pole beans. We've got a 3-meter top wire. And we've been mucking around with first season with the Quippler training system for Tommies and Cukes. And we've been mucking around with the tomahawks as well, where we would, say for pole beans, we would pull the white string off there that's not compostable and wind on, we call it jute, or it's like a compostable brown string. So that at the end of the season, you don't have to throw everything away to the trash, which we never have, or we were having to unwind a crop off the synthetic white string, which was a lot of work. Now we were just going through and saying, crop's finished, chop it down, roll it up, pull it out, and flip the garden from summer to winter way quicker. So the time that we used to be separating a crop from the vertical white string, we're just smashing it down, getting it out, flipping the beds and getting into winter production quicker.
Hey there, want to spend less time pulling weeds? Check out Soil Shield by Modern Grower. It's the pre-cut landscape fabric solution to help you drastically reduce weed pressure. Just roll it out, staple it down, and plant. Then let it do the work for you. Say goodbye to endless weeding and hello to more free time. Plus, it's high quality, durable, and will last for years, saving you time and money in the long run. It's available in a variety of row and hole spacings to accommodate all the crops that vegetable farmers grow. Learn more about Soil Shield landscape fabric at shop.moderngrower.co or using the link below.